How are you lovely people doing today? My name is John. Welcome to a beautiful episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A. This is the only series on YouTube where I take your questions about the zombie storyline and I answer them. Whether you have a big, a small, or simple question, I'm more than happy to answer it. So you can either leave your questions down below or you can tweet me at JohnnyJ25 and maybe while you're there drop me a follow, hint, that would be fantastic. Either way, you may be in the next episode. Now today what we're going to be doing is a quickie episode, which means rather than take multiple questions and answer them, what I'm going to be doing is taking one question and exploring it as far as possible. Without further ado, let's begin. So for today's episode, we have a question from Paj Lauj, and I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that name, so I apologize. But he asked the question, who created the ray gun? So the ray gun is of course the most famous and the most iconic weapon in all of zombies, and for whatever reason, I have not touched on the origins of the ray gun in this series. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The interesting thing about the ray gun is that it has two different origin stories. There's the origins of the ray gun that runs from World at War up until Buried. However, the Origins universe has its own origins of the ray gun. So on the map Origins, for whatever reason, Richthofen makes the claim that he invented the ray gun. So I guess in this alternate world, this universe where Group 935 exists during World War I, Dr. Richthofen was the man who invented the ray gun. This is where things start to conflict. So the ray gun that we know from World at War up until Buried actually was invented by Dr. Maxis. We learned this in the Black Ops 1 terminal. If you log into the Majestic 12 server under the vbush username, you can actually find several files revealing a lot of information about the zombie storyline. One of them is actually a page dedicated to the ray gun, and it is on this page that we learn that Dr. Maxis was the creator of the ray gun. He created it at the Deriz facility, and then the Americans were able to get their hands on it at the Shinonuma facility once they found it, and then they attempted to reverse engineer it. What they also learned was that Dr. Porter was the man who was working on a prototype of the next ray gun, the Ray Gun Mark II, and the goal of it was to reduce peripheral damage. So Dr. Porter was the man who invented the Ray Gun Mark II, and then it was Dr. Maxis who invented the actual ray gun. Now, as for the Pack-a-Punch ray gun, you'll notice that it has the name Porter in it. That is actually a reference to Max Porter, the man who in real life invented the ray gun. You see, during the development of Nach der Untoten, the man who created zombies, Jesse Schneider, was looking for some kind of power weapon. He wanted some sort of special weapon in the game. And then Max Porter, a weapons artist, actually one day, just on a whim, showed him this side project that he was working on. It was completely for fun, out of the blue, and it was the ray gun. And then he loved it so much, Jesse loved it so much, that he had it included into Nach der Untoten. And then just to pay homage to Porter for goofing off and playing around and making such a fun gun, they actually named the Pack-a-Punch version after him as well as the Zap guns. So that's who created the ray gun. In real life, the ray gun was created by Max Porter. In Origins, it was created by Dr. Richthofen. On Buried and every subsequent map in that universe, it was created by Dr. Maxis. And then the Ray Gun Mark II was created by Dr. H. Porter. That's gonna wrap things up for this episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A. If you enjoyed the video or found it interesting, maybe leave a like on the video and possibly subscribe. I upload multiple episodes every week, and if you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Remember, you can either leave your questions down below or you can tweet me at JohnnyJ25, and maybe while you're at it, drop me a follow. That would be pretty sweet. I'm gonna go, have a great day, and bye.